How many times do you go online, okay, and you see people arguing or they're getting annoyed about the casting of some character that is a character from a book or a series or a film or something of some sort of beloved fiction. They're a character and the character is white or looks a certain way. Usually they're white. And then Hollywood, they take the sort of the white character and they cast him as like a black man or a black woman sometimes, even if they can get away with it. And people get really sort of annoyed about it online and they sort of argue about, both sides. You can imagine the type of things they argue about. And I just wanted to take some time here to just sort of really explain how this psy op works and what's really going on here, because it's more complex than you might think, because the surface level psy op here, which they want you to believe you've rumbled them on, is the surface level thing is like it's woke. It's like, oh, Hollywood keeps casting black people in roles that require a white actor because Hollywood want to sort of push a black minority actors and actresses and make things fair and make things even. And that is not at all what is going on here. Because people, they sort of get wind of this and they think, this is woke, and I won't be watching this because James Bond isn't supposed to be a black man or whatever. And I think this is wokeness gone mad, and so I'm not going to watch it. Or fans of the series, whatever, are like, I'm not going to watch this. Or sometimes it's even like a historical drama, like some sort of Tudor historical piece, or maybe like the First World War, and all the people are black or something, and it doesn't make sense in a historical setting, and it's sort of, it is annoying because it kind of breaks the reality of whatever it is that you're watching, right? The latest one is, and I don't care about any of this stuff because I don't watch Hollywood movies or programs, but it's important to know what's really going on. The latest one is Harry Potter. They're making some series of Harry Potter. So Professor Snape, I think it is, who is described in the books as like, a guy with like sallow white skin and long black hair. So he's really, part of the character really is his white face and his, ghostly pale appearance. And so they cast like, a black guy, and it sort of breaks the, immersion into the, whatever it is that you're watching, because you're sat there and you're thinking, oh wow, so that's supposed to be Professor Snape, but it's a black guy, and it's annoying, whatever race you happen to be. It's not just that. Like, for example, if it was like Black Panther 3, right, and then as the lead actor in Black, but they cast like some Ron Weasley guy as the Black Panther, you'd be like, oh, I'm not watching this. This is crap. You know what I mean? So it is annoying. Like, whatever race you are, it's annoying. And it's not annoying because, and then obviously people go online and they're like, oh, that's Professor Snape, that's rubbish, I want to watch this. And then the reaction is, oh, so you hate black people. You just can't stand blacks on your TV. Is that what it is? No, it's not what it is. Of course that's not what it is. It's just, or there'll be like a black elf in Lord of the Rings or something. And you're just like, well, the elves weren't black. That's not how it works. It sort of breaks the reality. Well, the Little Mermaid's another great example. Little Mermaid is, she's got red hair, and it's like, no, let's have a black chick with brown hair, and it's just like, wait a minute, huh? And what they want is for people to go on there that are fans of the Little Mermaid or fans of Harry Potter, and they want to go on there and they want to get upset. They want to get upset so that people see you getting upset. And then they can start arguing with you on like, oh, you just don't like black people on your TV, or you know what I mean? But that's really not what is going on here. What is not going on here is that Hollywood is trying to help out black actors and actresses, and that isn't what's going on. What is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. The whole point of this, okay, is to get people to hate each other. That's the whole point of it. The whole point is to get you guys, whoever you are, whether you're white or black or whatever you are, right? They want you arguing with each other on the internet. So this is what they do. They're like, right, who is the whitest character from some sort of loved series? Right, let's find the whitest character we have. We'll cast them as a black person. And then people will argue online about it. And it'll just, keep everyone hating each other. Is essentially like Hollywood don't care about any group whatsoever. The whole thing is run by the enemy, and it's designed to get people hating each other. So when you see this happening, for example, Doctor Who is another one. They'll take Doctor Who, and the Doctor's a black guy, and his assistant's a black lesbian, or something like that. And the thing is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't see these things and get upset about it and be like, well, that isn't what Doctor Who's supposed to look like in the book. That's the whole point. They're not trying to make movies and TV shows that you like anymore. Okay? They're just trying to get you to hate each other. That's all they're trying to do. That's why they keep race swapping actors and actresses and stuff. They're just trying to get you annoyed. And it's the stupidest thing ever. To get annoyed about, when you realize, oh, okay, they're not trying to make a James Bond that I like. They're not trying to make Star Wars movies that I like. It just doesn't have to be just the race switching. If you look at like the new Star Wars movies, for example, they're just so awful, so terrible, so, they'll take everything that is beloved about a Star Wars character like Luke Skywalker, who's this young guy and he's full of hope. And, you look at Luke Skywalker in the new ones and he's just this bitter old man. It's like anything that you like, they just want to ruin. And when you realize like, oh, they're not actually trying to make good versions of my favorite TV series or my favorite movie or my favorite book, when you realize that they're just trying to annoy you, you won't get annoyed about the fact that they keep, race swapping characters or, doing this kind of thing. So I just want to make this video just to sort of break this down, and explain to you guys that there's really no point in getting annoyed about this kind of thing, because that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to get you annoyed, and they're just trying to get you to argue with each other, essentially. Because it's very tempting to be like, oh, go woke, go broke. I won't be watching this because it's this kind of woke TV show now because you've made the main character a black guy. And that just really sets you up, to look like somebody who's annoyed that there's a black person on their TV show, which we all know that's not why you're annoyed. Okay? You're annoyed because the people who are making your favorite book or your favorite movie and they're remaking it or whatever, your favorite piece of fiction, whatever it is that you love, the people who are making it, and their motivation is not to make the best version of it. Their motivation is, you think, to be woke or to be progressive, but really that's not what's going on. Their motivation is just to annoy you by taking something you love and just trying to make it in the worst way that they possibly can. And that's really what's going on with the race switching thing. Okay, don't fall for it. Don't argue with each other. Love everyone. Follow Jesus. My name's Alice Williams. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.